A warm welcome. You're watching Exclusive with me, Meghna Dekar. First up on the bulletin, the focus is going to be the terrifying third suicide being reported in the last 2 weeks alone, and 3 families now have been left completely shattered. This in the state of Tamil Nadu, where parents of 3 young girls in the state had to find out that their children were no more. They were found dead, allegedly after they committed suicide. Now, the latest incident which is coming into the fore is from Tiruvallur, where a class 12 student allegedly committed suicide at her own home. Now, while the police are claiming that it was due to domestic troubles, the family is pointing towards the direction of the school. In fact, a charge similar to what we saw, remember, back in Kalakurchi, where a class 12 student was found dead after she allegedly jumped off the hostel building. Now, massive protests have already broken out against the school, who have been blaming her for driving to suicide. Now, this was on 13th of July, and yesterday a 17-year-old girl now has been found dead in her own hostel room. This was in Tiruvallur. Her grieving family conducted last rites just a short while back. They are confident that this is also a case of murder and not suicide, and have alleged that the school is somehow linked to it all.
அதாவது ஒரு கொலையா இருக்குன்னு சொல்ல வரீங்க. உங்க பொண்ணுக்கு வந்து உங்க பொண்ணு வந்து இப்படி இறந்துட்டாங்கங்கற தகவல் வந்து உங்களுக்கு எப்போ தெரிஞ்சது? ஸ்கூல்ல என்ன சொன்னாங்க?
ஸ்கூல்ல என்ன சொன்னாங்க?
உங்ககிட்ட என்ன சொன்னாங்க ஸ்கூல்ல?
சொன்னாங்க தெரியாது.
நைட்டு ஃபோன் பண்ணிக்குது அந்த பொண்ணு, கேட்டு வாங்கினா காசு மட்டும் கொடுத்து அனுப்புங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. பாப்பா தூக்கு மாட்டிக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்பு எதுவுமே இல்லையா. பாப்பாவுக்கும் தூக்கு மாட்டிக்கிறதுக்கு கம்பி ரொம்ப ஹைட்டா இருக்குதான், தூக்கு மாட்டிக்கல. அது அடிச்சு அவங்களே தூக்கு மாட்டிக்கிச்சுன்னு சும்மா சொல்றாங்க. இந்தியாவுக்கு இருக்குது, இது தற்கொலை இல்ல, கொலை தான். இது முழு பொறுப்பு ஹாஸ்டல் தான், ஹாஸ்டல் நிர்வாகம் தான் பொறுப்பு ஏத்துக்கணும்.
Meanwhile, the recent spate of alleged suicides have put the entire state government in the dock. Not just the families who are now demanding action, but even DMK's own political rivals are mounting pressure on the state for its failure to protect the children. Now, this has prompted the Chief Minister today to assure that the government will ensure stringent action. Listen in to Chief Minister Stalin and the war of words.
The main message that is coming out of the Kalakurchi violence, then after the copycat suicides that happened in Salem, that happened in Tiruvallur, Kadalur in the last 3-4 days, it is giving us one message, that the educational system of Tamil Nadu has failed miserably. The current model of education system which the Tamil Nadu government is running is pressurizing the student, forcing them for marks, putting pressure on them, thereby creating all these issues. That is why the Honorable Prime Minister was very clear, new education policy must be brought in. Exams will not happen, exams will happen in blocks. After the 12th standard exam, Tamil Nadu had the highest number of students committing suicide post the 12th standard exam across India. It's time the CM constitutes a high-level committee with eminent educationists like Professor Balaguruswamy, very fine scholars, to set right the whole education model in Tamil.
எண்ணி பார்க்கிற போது எனக்கு உள்ளபடியே மனவேதனையாக இருக்கு. கல்வி நிறுவனங்களை நடத்துறவங்க அந்த கல்வி நிறுவனங்களை தொழிலாக வர்த்தகமாக நினைக்காம தொண்டாக கல்வி சேவையாக கருதணும். மாணவ செல்வங்கள் பட்டங்கள் வாங்குவதற்காக மட்டும் கல்வி நிறுவனங்களுக்கு வரல. முதலில் தன்னம்பிக்கை, தைரியம், மன உறுதி ஆகியவற்றை அவங்களுக்கு நீங்க அளிக்கணும். எத்தகைய சோதனைகளை எதிர்கொள்ளக்கூடிய ஆற்றல் பெற்றவர்களாக தமிழ்நாட்டு மாணவ செல்வங்கள் வளரணும். உங்களுக்கு ஏற்படக்கூடிய தொல்லைகள், அவமானங்கள், இடையூறுகள் ஆகியவற்றை மாணவர்கள், அதிலும் குறிப்பாக மாணவிகள் தைரியமாக எதிர்கொள்ளணும். மாணவியருக்கு பால்வியல் ரீதியாகவோ, மன ரீதியாகவோ, உடல் ரீதியாகவோ தொல்லை தரக்கூடிய எத்தகைய இழி செயல் நடந்தாலும் தமிழ்நாடு அரசு நிச்சயமாக சொல்றேன், வேடிக்கை பார்த்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. உறுதியான நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கப்படும். குற்றவாளிகளை சட்டத்தின் முன் நிறுத்தி உடனடியாக அதற்குரிய தண்டனையை பெற்றுத்தரும். எந்த சூழலிலும் தற்கொலை எண்ணத்துக்கு மாணவிகள் தள்ளப்படக்கூடாது.
Well, let me go across to Prapanch, who's joining us with the very latest on this. Prapanch, the politics of this aside, it is very unfortunate that so far in the last 2 weeks alone, 3 young girls, all of them in school, have committed suicide. It raises larger questions about what the school has been doing with the wards for the young future of Tamil Nadu.
Indeed, it's very unfortunate that in last 2 weeks' time, nearly 3 children have died, and that two children have died in 2 school hostel, and 1 girl child has died in her home. In fact, in the last case, which is in Virudhachalam and Kadalur district, the police official in their preliminary investigation have found that the student was in stress apparently last few days, and she had also a tiff with her mother, and also we are given to understand that she had written an examination yesterday, a monthly test, which she had apparently not performed well apparently, and now subsequently we can see that the girl had taken an extreme decision subsequently, and their parents who had gone out had found her hanging in their house, and the parents who wanted to conduct the rituals, they were intervened by the police. Post-mortem was conducted, and thereafter the body was given to the parents, and thereafter we could see that she was laid to rest. Now we need to understand that in recent times there have been students, they are committing suicide, but the reason what the Chief Minister is saying is asking the students is to in fact be bold, face the obstacles and the hindrances, and any problem if they face, they need to face it very boldly, is what the Chief Minister has been saying. Now, however, we need to understand the case of suspicious death has been registered, and that will be investigated. In fact, the 2 cases that happened in school, the death that happened in school hostel will be investigated by the CBCID as per the recent Madras High Court orders. Now we could see that the 3rd death happened in the house, and that will also be investigated.
Well, yes, as per the court's orders, the CBCID has already started investigating, as would be any such case in future. But of course, it is very unfortunate. Prapanch, keep tracking the developments on that front.